Welcome to Slayer the Alchemist, and on today's episode, what I'm calling Song Spotlight. This is where I'm going to focus the episode all on a particular song. And the song I'm going to be talking about today is Fight the Good Fight from Triumph, from their 1981 Allied Forces album. I did an entire video on this record that I'll leave linked down below, but Fight the Good Fight has always been my favorite Triumph song. And as I was listening to it, it's a really interesting song with a lot of interesting things going on in it. So I thought it would be fun to just kind of do an episode focusing on this song. You know, Triumph gets compared to Rush a lot. They're from Canada. They're a three-piece. The lead singer, in this case, Rick Emmett, who also plays guitar, has a high-pitched voice, kind of similar to Geddy Lee's. They use some keyboards, maybe not quite to the extent that Rush does, but at least Rush did in their later time. So there's a lot of comparisons between Triumph and Rush. And I already mentioned Rick Emmett. Gilmore is a drummer. He's a great drummer, great voice, also a lead singer. Mike Levine, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, on bass. And they're all great players and have their, even though really the Rush comparisons really are only kind of superficial for me because they're really a different band. But, okay, so Fight the Good Fight, my favorite Triumph song. So this song starts really interesting. There's actually a greatest hits Triumph album with some of these songs remixed, and there's aspects of the remixed version of this that I like better than the studio version, and the intro is one of them. The intro starts off with this, you just hear sort of this synthesizer and this like plucking little guitar kind of fading in the background there, and then the keyboard plays this melody. And it's really interesting because what they're doing here is they're starting off on a minor, a D minor. But then this is what's called a sequence. This is where you take the exact same pattern and you just move it up or down. So if you watch my fingers here, then they just bring everything down 2 frets, do the exact same thing. Bring everything down 2 frets, do the exact same thing. And the chords that are going on behind it, why it's interesting is because if this was just starts off in D minor and the song is basically in D minor, if this progression followed D minor, it would be more like... right, which doesn't sound anywhere near as good. Sounds way cooler the way they did. And the chords behind that are pretty cool too. It's a D minor to a C major to an E flat major. This is where it goes out of key here, to a B flat major, to a D flat major, to an A flat major, to a G minor, and a C major. So D minor to C, da 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 da, to C major, da da da, E flat to B flat, da da da, D flat major, da da, A flat major, da da, G minor, C major, woo, and everything sort of holds there, and the keyboard goes up on this really high note. And then that main verse riff comes in, and it's the guitars are still clean at this point, and we're still here in D minor. Does this cool little run. Does that little syncopated accented thing. What's also interesting about this is this note that they're kind of going up to. A lot of people would have just went, if I do it here, but they go, it's just kind of, not what most people would. They would normally reach for this because that's part of the D minor chord, but they reach for what is the 9th of the chord, which is really cool. By the way, this is not a bass or a guitar tutorial. I mean, I sat down and I listened to it and figured it out, but this isn't for the purposes of I may not be playing it exactly like it was played on the record, but yeah. So then that verse starts, and we get Rick's voice comes in, and again he has this very high pitched high tenor voice. I actually think I like his voice better than Geddy Lee's, to be honest with you. It has more of a rounder sound to it, but the verse kicks in. The days grow shorter and the nights are getting long. Feels like we're running out of time. Okay, great verse. And then it moves on to this bridge section, which moves down to a B flat major to a C major. Don't get discouraged. Don't be afraid. You can make it through another day. Then the bass does this cool little thing. Make it worth the price we paid. I always love the fact that Triumphs always seem to have these very uplifting lyrics, like this line right here, don't get discouraged, don't be afraid, we can make it through another day. Bass fill, really cool. Make it worth the price we paid. Then it goes back to the verse. The good book says it's better to give than to receive. I do my best to do my parts, right? Still these positive sort of uplifting lyrics. Nothing in my pocket. I got nothing up my sleeve. I keep my magic in my heart. We go back to this bridge part. Now this is all clean guitars up to this point. We haven't heard any heavy distorted guitars. Keep up the spirit, keep up the faith, baby. I am counting on you. Bass fill. And this is to go, where I'm here. You know what you've got to do. And then the drums do this awesome fill, man. And the drum sound on this record, and in this song in particular, it's just great. And then the distorted guitars come in for the first time. And this is what's really cool about this song. I mean, I don't know what the timing is. We were 2 verses and 2 bridges into the song. We finally get to the chorus, and we finally get the distorted guitars, and it just lifts it up and makes it sound so heavy. And this chorus just really jumps out at you. So, you know what you've got to do. Fight the good fight every moment. Every minute, every day. Fight the good fight every moment. It's your only way. Then it goes back into this, goes into more clean guitars, and it goes into sort of this trippy. It's another verse now, but now the progression underneath the verse is different. So the third verse now is different than all the other verses, and this is really carried by the bass in this spot. The guitar is just sort of picking these notes, and the bass is doing all these cool little fills. There's one part where he goes really cool. So he does all your life you've been waiting for your chance, bass fill, where you'll fit into the plan. Another cool bass fill. But you're the master of your own destiny. Another great bass fill. So give and take the best that you can. Kind of feels like it might go back into the chorus here, but then it goes into this guitar break. Then the drums come in and the guitar plays this great solo over this progression. And there's this great part where it drops down, and the guitar starts doing this. They go back to this, and the guitar starts doing this part, or something like that, And it's just so it just builds like so nicely there, and then it leads you into the it comes out of it in this interesting way. It goes back into the verse riff. That little fill right there leading back into this final chorus is just so cool. There's so many little like just interesting little things. Like they only do that little build-up riff one time here, and then his vocal, he's already singing high in this song, and then he just goes way up into the, you think your little more money can buy yourself some rest, you better think of something else instead. And the drums do this big fill right there that is just fantastic. You're so afraid of being honest with yourself, you better take a look inside your head. I mean, it's a little high for me to sing, and I'm singing it at octave lower. Still doesn't come back to the chorus. You would think the chorus would just jump right in, but then it drops right down. Nothing is easy, this part again. Nothing good is free, baby. I can tell you where to start. Take a look inside your heart. And this bridge is one phrase longer. All the other ones ended right there. There's an answer in your heart. Then back to the chorus. Fight the good fight every moment. And he repeats that a couple times, and his voice goes even higher. Fight the good fight every moment, every minute, every day. Fight the good fight every moment. Make it worth the price. He's just absolutely soaring at that part. And then they could have easily have just taken the song out on the chorus right there, and everybody would have been perfectly fine with it. But then it goes back into that opening again. But the melody that the keyboard played at the opening, the guitar is playing now. This whole so the guitar is playing that melody line, and there's the chords, big heavy chords, that's just so triumphant sounding there at the end, and it's just fantastic, man. It's such a cool way to wrap up the song, that little sort of out of tempo or slower intro thing with the keyboard that's very open. Here it's very bombastic and very dramatic at the end. So yeah, this is just such a cool song, and it's so well written, and so many subtle little things and variations on this. I mean, it's just not a verse chorus, guitar solo, chorus out song. There's so many interesting little things going on in it, so I just thought it would be fun to put a spotlight on this song. Okay, let me know what you guys think of this song, Fight the Good Fight by Triumph. Let me know in the comments down below. Till we see you again, make sure you fight the good fights.